Oh, so you thought Xbox was done? No. Nah, they're just getting started. Okay, so this was a video I hadn't planned to make. I had another one sort of in the back of my head, but then I saw that there's this story going around that Xbox is going to have an event in April. And here's the thing. Yes, it looks like they are rumored to be having an event in April, but they also have something significant in May. They have something significant in June and and potentially into the future. And let's just start with the April event. So this one's coming from ZDNet, and it's basically about an a supplemental Xbox consumer facing event. And we just sort of had one of these, the ID at Xbox event. I would say would be considered like a mini event, right? But there's more coming. So let's start about this next one. And basically, the quote from ZDNet is as follows: Microsoft is supplementing its main larger conferences this year with smaller What's Next virtual events. A What's Next for Gaming event is expected in the coming weeks. And this article is from April 2nd. Basically. And then the GameStack Live event, also listed on the US events page, is not that event according to what the ZDNet article says, and I'm just reading the ZDNet article there. So I would expect an Xbox focused event sometime in April. I think it's going to be smaller, but I think it will be substantial. So then I started looking forward. I'm like, okay, what are these other events that they're talking about, right? So they're adding it to the Microsoft Build event. Now, Microsoft Build, this is really developer focused, where they start learning about the tools, they start learning about the tech, how they can leverage the new consoles, for example, and make better software for those consoles. And the only article I found was from Ars Technica, sorry, which basically says that's happening May 25th to 27th, confirmed by Microsoft. And, that's focusing around developers, architects, startups, and students learn, connect, and code together. So it's about coding and making games. A lot of those students end up becoming game designers and such, right? And then GameStack Live is happening April 21st to 22nd. Sorry to jump around in time like that. But it's separate according to ZDNet. So that's happening in, the timer here says 13 days, 9 hours, and whatever it currently says when I put it in for B-roll, right? So it's returning in 2021. It's all digital. It's free. You can watch it. And I was reading through it. I was like, okay, yeah, so it's probably like another developer facing thing, right? No. So let's start reading about what it says. Here are some of the sessions we'll be presenting. Graphics. Achieve amazing visuals and performance on next-gen Windows and Xbox graphics hardware. So we're going to learn about the systems of the Xbox, systems and tools. Learn how to take advantage of features on Windows and Xbox Series consoles for improving development, performance, loading times, engine integration, and more. Okay, so then we're also going to learn about how they're going to be improving the Xbox. What else do we have? Production and publishing. Ship your games on Xbox faster using tips and tricks from our experts on release management, publishing, certification, QA, and production. To me, that sounds like we're going to learn a little bit more about Game Pass. And I don't know how interested you're going to be in these events, but you can bet if anything comes out of it, I'm probably going to be talking about it. Now, for me, I actually kind of nerd out about coding and things like that. And knowing that all this stuff is just going to be available and free, I might be checking these out. So I'm actually really, really interested. And I'm excited because they clearly say, hey, we're going to be talking about the Xbox at GameStack, which is coming at the end of the month. Plus, there's another thing, according to ZDNet, that we're going to be getting. So then they talk about audio. Develop more immersive, dynamic, and optimized game audio using the Microsoft Spatial Sound Platform, Project Acoustics, and Xbox Series console hardware. They mention it by name several times in the GameStack. So GameStack Live is open to game developers around the world. The 24-hour event kicks off in the Americas at 8 a.m. Pacific on April 20th. And then, it sort of goes around. So that's incredibly exciting. But then we also got the notification today that E3 is still happening. So now we have this GameStack Live happening end of April. We have this rumored other event that's supplemental to GameStack Live. We have the Microsoft Build event, which is developer focused. I would bet money that something comes out of that. So keep an eye out for news around May 25th, 27th to 27th. And my guess for the supplemental event is I think it would happen after GameStack Live. They'll probably do some sort of, rundown. Then we found out about E3. They are going to be participating during E3 and doing something June 12th to 15th. And this other note that I have, they still have a summer event planned for Bethesda. There is the Xbox event where they focus on Bethesda titles. So, the last few weeks I've been talking about Game Pass, how Game Pass is good for developers, the new MLB story where, Sony games are being published on Game Pass. And it's been really, really exciting about Xbox. And then you start looking at the timeline here and it's like, hey, they're not done. And they're just not going to stop. So, when we've been sort of talking about Xbox on this channel and just thinking about their strategy, and I just sort of have these late night rambling conversations about it. Xbox has hit this stride and they have stuff planned all the way through June. Now, why they've decided to do it that frequently, I'm not that sure about, but I am incredibly intrigued to see all these things coming down the pipeline. You got to remember, they're also doing Halo. They've done a Halo Infinite announcement, just screenshots and like these developer blogs every month since January. They did one in January, February, they did one in March, and I'm assuming there's going to be another one in April. We'll see what the May event is. That might be really, really light, but I would be willing to bet that Xbox is just not done with this news cycle. And it's been insane. I feel like it's so easy to make videos for this channel because Xbox is just like, oh yeah, so we agreed with MLB to publish a Sony game. And MLB basically went to Sony and said, "Hey, we're going to publish our game wherever we want. Deal with it," because they don't care. What's Sony going to do? Like, no, you can't do that. No, Sony can't do anything about that. So now Xbox fans benefit, and baseball fans benefit too on the Xbox platform. And Xbox, here they are. They're like event, and silence from Sony, and it's driving me nuts. What is Sony doing? Sony's not going to be at E3. Xbox is. Xbox has events lined up through the summer. Well, Microsoft, if you don't want to count the May event, whatever, I understand, but that's insane. So I'm going to throw it to you. I'm excited about this because apparently I'm going to have at least one mega hit to discuss with you guys every single month going forward. And I want to know what they're going to be talking about. GameStack focused so heavily, specifically on the Xbox series of consoles. I don't think they mean the Xbox One. They're talking about new tech and improving that. And it is going to be a good year. Let's just say that. Hey, if you like these videos where I ramble, I don't have a point about that video. I just want to tell you guys, hey, Xbox is planning like a ton of stuff. They're not done. Expect constant Xbox news over the coming weeks and months, be that rumors or whatever is going on, because it's not ending. Like it's nuts. Like Grand Theft Auto 5 is coming to Game Pass next week. Anyway, what do you guys think of these the news? Let me know what you think they're going to be talking about. If you like these videos, please consider subscribing. I do have a membership program turned on YouTube. Thank you to those of you who have joined. You guys rock. If you'd like to join, you just click that join button. You don't have to, though. You can just hang out, enjoy the videos at 7 a.m. I try and post them, a version of them with no ads turned on for members. So if you see that, that's what that is. And yeah, now I'm just rambling. Now I'm just talking to you guys about things that I'm doing on the YouTubes. Thank you so much for the support. By the time this comes out or shortly thereafter, we will have hit 40,000 subscribers. My brain can't even comprehend that that has happened. So thank you. Honestly, it is humbling. I went from 20 to 40,000 subs in a few weeks. You are amazing, and all your kind comments have been so humbling and just motivating. Motivating to see. Thank you. I'm going to sign off. I feel like I need to say thank you. Road to 100K. That's the goal. I want to hit 100,000 subscribers on this channel. So thank you to those of you who are already here. We got a lot more friends on the way. I'll see you then. Until the next one, this is Destin signing off. Bye, everybody.